Hi, this is a video response to Meltingmama's question regarding whether or not we have had neurological symptoms as a result of our weight loss surgery. Just had a few thoughts regarding that. First off, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I'm sorry that you've had these health issues which sound quite serious as a result of your surgery. I know some of them you've mentioned in your previous blog entries as well. With that said, I would tell you that I am so new at this. I'm only 6 weeks out. However, I do have a bit of a medical background that, and medical history as well, that I hope what I share with you might be able to be of some help. I did find a great website regarding this. I'm going to email you the link that does talk a little bit about, excuse me, the reactive hypoglycemia, which only typically does surface in weight loss surgery patients post-operatively. Fairly common. I know working on Freedom, her name's Amber, is also struggling with that. She's had some fainting and things in the past. I don't think it's uncommon for people who've had weight loss surgery to struggle with such things. There may be several reasons as to why those do take place and occur, and I just want to discuss a little bit of that. One thing I just want to read from that website, it does say, bear with me one moment here. It says, rarely elementary hypoglycemia produces severe neurologic symptoms such as seizures. This occurs in some individuals with prior removal of more than half of their stomachs. Fortunately, reactive hypoglycemia is usually self-limited and associated only mild to moderate symptoms. I'm sure that they can call them mild, but obviously it's impacted your life quite a bit that you're no longer able to work and whatnot. So maybe I can address some of these things. You mentioned about the chewable vitamins that, they said it was okay to chew those. I never bought into that even prior to my surgery when my surgeon said, oh, my nutritionist said, you can just eat Flintstone vitamins. I don't believe that, and I'll tell you why. About 13 years ago, I developed some very serious neurological symptoms. It was about a year after my son was born. He's now 14, so you can do the math. I developed a really serious tremor. I mean, my hand was like this. They were testing me things for like MS, Parkinson's, and it was really quite serious. They had to meet with a neurologist. I was really scared. I thought my kids are going to bury me soon and I won't live to see them raised, and it was really frightening. I did a lot of research. This is kind of prior to the whole internet era, but one thing I did find was people with thyroid, and I had just been diagnosed with that thyroid condition, people with thyroid issues do not have much of what we call the intrinsic factor. The intrinsic factor is a part of the stomach that helps you absorb nutrients and vitamins from your food and your supplements. At that point, I was not taking a multivitamin. So I thought, well, if I've got this thyroid condition and I'm not absorbing as much from the food, mind you, I was obese at the time, not as heavy as I am now, but I still had major weight issues and wasn't eating great. If I was having issues with absorption and that was causing my neurological symptoms, well, then I've got to better my food and I need to better my supplements. At that point, I went on to an Ultra Mega Woman, GNC's Ultra Mega Woman vitamin. I did not see the symptoms subside immediately, but I will tell you within about 2 weeks I could see a difference. Actually, I could tell overnight, immediately the shaking was less. And so I knew that there was some connection between thyroid and calcium and neurology, the brain activity. So I then increased my calcium in addition to the GNC, what they were giving. At that point, and I think for about the last 10 to 12 years, 13 years, I took almost 2,000 milligrams of calcium a day. Part of that's because I did consume an insane amount of caffeine to kind of self-medicate so I'd have energy. So if you are consuming any caffeine in any way, shape, or form, diet soda, coffee, tea, you are decreasing the amount of calcium in your body and in your bones. Okay, that's just with that said. I know that they tell us to have about 1,500 milligrams of calcium a day. That doesn't mean that you're going to absorb all of that, but that's to help prevent some of these things. Anyway, when my doctor told me, or my nutritionist said, oh, you can do Flintstones vitamins, I'm like, there's no way. But I would tell you that, obviously, when I was just post-surgery, there's no way I could have swallowed those without puking my guts out, because they were just so huge, and I was only taking 2 or 3 bites at a time. I'm now at the point where I'm eating a little more so I can crush those vitamins and eat them. Huge impact. the day of my surgery. So the day before my surgery, I took my vitamins, my last whatever food, or day or two beforehand. Had my surgery on the 21st. I was trying to read something on the 24th as I was signing papers to be released from the hospital. Even with my cheaters, I'm 45 years old. I'm sorry, my eyes are starting to go. I wear these like little cheaters of 1.5 that you buy at Walgreens or at a drugstore. I couldn't see. I'm like, that's really weird. These glasses aren't working. So in the last 3 weeks or so, or the first 3 weeks after surgery, I had to up my prescription from 1.5 to 2 or 2.25. That's how quickly my eyes degenerated. My eyesight degenerated, having been off of my vitamins. Is that mind-boggling or what? So now in the last couple of weeks, I've been able to take the GNC Ultra Mega Woman vitamins again, which have 6 times the amount of vitamin A that I had been able to consume. My eyesight's getting better. I'm not totally there. I'm at probably about a 1.75 now. But I just want to say the fact that that's how quickly a vitamin deficiency can have impact. They can run your labs and everything can be fine, but your own body, just because they say you're in the normal range does not mean that that's normal for your body, and I think you should listen to that. Anyway, but I know that with that intrinsic factor being gone, because the part of the stomach that's removed, that just kind of hangs in there, aside from the pouch, that's what absorbs the stuff. That intrinsic factor is what causes absorption. That's why they keep that stomach in there, because they think that you still get some absorption out of it. But a vitamin B deficiency is a very serious one. In addition, I had chronic urinary tract infections many years ago because of a diagnosed vitamin B deficiency. One way you can tell if you have a vitamin B deficiency, look on the side of your tongue. If it's real shiny, that's called glossitis. That typically means a thiamine deficiency, which can cause beriberi and some very serious conditions. Anyway, so I thought that would be interesting for you. I want to talk to you briefly about a friend of mine who I've known for 25 years, who's been anorexic for many, 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 many years. She's a dear friend. She is extremely thin. She's dangerously thin right now. I think that she's about 5'5", 5'6", and probably weighs about 90 pounds. And I pray for her a lot. But I've seen in the last 5 years, now that this is going on a long-term situation with her eating and whatnot, that her calcium, she has every other second. I pulled out my back. I wrecked my knees. Her knees were degenerating. All of her bones. She sees it as these medical conditions, but I can tell you it's because her calcium is so poorly absorbed. Her thyroid is so fast, and she's kind of one of these people who only looks into the natural, which I'm all for, but it's not good. Anyway, make a long story short, her parathyroid glands are just wigged out. But I can tell you in the last few years, she's definitely had some, I would consider almost borderline personality issues. Not psychoses, but certainly a little neurotic in her thinking. She kind of has, and she's been told by professionals as well that she had some personality issues. They don't attribute it to her malnutrition, but I do. I mean, you can't, waste away your body and not eat what you need to eat. Here I am struggling with obesity, over 300 pounds originally, and she's struggling with anorexia. It's just kind of blows my mind. But so I think that she's also living proof that long-term malnutrition is going to cause problems. I just want you to know, Melting Mama, that I'm praying for you, and I hope that you get some answers to your questions. But I would say, don't settle on Flintstone vitamins. Don't settle on what they have told you in regards to, this is sufficient, or you're in the normal range. It may not be normal for you. That's all I have to say. I hope this helps, and feel free to email me if you'd like. I'm at margotdropschicago@yahoo.com, and I just want you to know I'm pulling for you, and I appreciate your voice in this weight loss community. You're an awesome woman, and just want to say that I've learned a lot from you, and pray that you feel well enough to keep on keeping on. Take care, God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.